this matter is about. Please.
Hi, David. Thanks
Hi.
for having me.
Thank you.
First and foremost, the issue for the department is public safety. I mean, that is what is of primary importance, and that is what has always been the state police's mission. We have a statutory mandate that all uniformed members, and this is under the general law 22C section 10, that all uniformed members within the department without exception and regardless of rank, assignment, or duties regularly performed must be able to perform all the duties of a state police trooper, including emergency duties. Now, the public has a right to expect troopers to be able to respond to emergency duties, and I think that that's what this is all sort of being focused on. The temporary modified duty is a good policy that applies equally to men and women. The policy was developed and put in writing recently because because it was always there in an unwritten form, but in order to apply it and make it consistent and make it fair and have it apply uniformly, they put out this written policy. It was for anyone, man or female, who is temporarily disabled due to a physical condition.
Is pregnancy itself a disablement, and certainly is pregnancy in the first weeks or even the first 2 months, say, or 3 months, something that limits the functioning of women? Women run marathons while pregnant. They swim.
Absolutely.
They swim huge races and so on. They bound about and do everything.
Absolutely.
So what happens in the first day of being informed that a trooper is pregnant? As I gather, she is asked to go on this limited reduction of duties.
And that's not true.
No, it is not true.
See, and that is a word that we have been trying to get out,
Fine,
which has not gotten out.
All right, please.
This is done by case-by-case analysis. Apparently, there have been cases where someone's told us very late in their pregnancy. They're supposed to inform the department when they get pregnant, but we do not make a determination that they cannot perform the duties of a trooper at that point. It's done by case-by-case analysis, recognizing that women are different, they carry differently, and there are certain women that, like you said, the marathoner who could go very late and perform all the duties of a trooper, and then we have those that maybe early on could not perform the duties of a trooper. And we have a state police surgeon who is very intimately familiar with all of the duties of a trooper, and he does an evaluation, and then he calls them in or has them come in when he deems that it's necessary for them to come in for another evaluation. There is no set, within 2 months, once you hit the 2-month time period, once you hit the 30-day time period, that you have to go out on temporary modified duty. That is not the case at all, and I'm glad that we have this opportunity to get it out. I also wanted to emphasize that they do get 100% of their pay, and they can work overtime, and they can work shifts other than the 9 to 5. What they cannot work is paid details. And that's, that's the issue. So in terms of financial aspects, when they're paid 100%, they get paid full pay and benefits, and they can work overtime, as I said, and they can work different shifts. So that's another issue that we've been trying to clarify. I think that we're not saying that someone who becomes pregnant is instantly disabled. What we're trying to do is make sure that the men and women who are out there as law enforcement officers do what the public expects them to do. And in an emergency situation, when there's a multiple car accident and there are things on fire, and these troopers have to yank people out of cars, drag people, help them out, we want them to all be able to do that. I think that the public expects that they can be able to do all those things.
Let's find out what some of our calling public feels. They're with us tonight as well. Our attorney guest during this hour is Eleanor Sinnott. She's the chief legal counsel for the state police. Paul, good evening on WBZ with Eleanor.
Yes, good evening.
Go ahead, Paul.
I believe they call them in a difficult position in terms of with women who are pregnant. If you allow them to work at their full duty, and for some reason their pregnancy becomes complicated, in the worst scenario, they lose the child. Don't we open ourselves up to a lawsuit? And overall, doesn't it come down to basically there are no standards anymore?
Well, that's just the issue, is that it has come down to a point where it's almost like people are saying that we don't want a standard. The job task analysis was developed by experts. It was a test that was validated by EEOC itself. And the thing is that these task lists that were formulated by these experts. And of course, they have 194 tasks, and the one that keeps on coming out, the one that's everyone is making fun of, is the one about roping an animal. Now, in central or western part of Mass, there are cows and horses, and there are incidents where they've had to put a rope around an animal and try to push them off the road because they are a danger. I don't see anyone talking about the fact that there are the task of lifting and assisting and carrying an individual resisting arrest, or lifting and carrying a person that's disabled, an accident victim, a dead person on a stretcher or backboard, or separating uncooperative persons by pushing, pulling, using lock grips. I mean, there are all these tasks here, 194 of them that have been validated by the EEOC, and now now they're saying, well, this particular one is ridiculous, or this particular one is ridiculous. What we want is everyone to be able to do all the sort of tasks that they may be called upon to do in an emergency situation that's a public safety issue.
Elizabeth, in terms of my point, basically, I'm a civil servant myself, and what I see going on now is it's like the Supreme Court. There's a litmus test. In other words, the initial exam, from what I understand, the state police has their own initial exam. Now we go down because we're seeking out certain individuals, whether they're females, whether they're female minorities, whether they have a certain sexual preference. So the test itself, you get into troubles right away. And if you look in the military with the G.I. Jane, now that it's all a myth. To me, in general, if the woman can do the job, fine. But if she wants the man's job and she still wants to be treated like a woman, then you should probably put more white guys in the women's basketball league.
Got it. Thanks, Paul. We got it. Thank you very much, sir. Let's take another call. I think that answers itself. Bernie, good evening. You're on WBZ with Eleanor Sinnott.
Good evening, David. Actually, my comment is probably better addressed to Attorney Burke, who I think would likely be first in line to accept a contingency-based case for a claim against the state if he were successful at EEOC and a female officer were to lose her baby in the line of duty.
We can't predict what he would say were he here, but you can at least speculate any way that you think is wise.
Yeah.
What would you like to address to Eleanor Sinnott?
Actually, I applaud the state in their efforts to put female officers on some type of duty at equal pay and not to be at risk in their pregnancy.
The women troopers are great, and we are not debating, the fact that they are perfectly capable of doing their job. But I'm talking about the situation of men and women when they have a temporary incapacity, whether it's due to a man spraining his ankle or a woman, being pregnant at a certain point in which it's deemed that she can't perform the essential tasks of a trooper.
It's absolutely nonsensical to put a female in that position if she were pregnant. There's just too much going on, and it's too rough, and I appreciate the fact that you defend the citizens of the Commonwealth in the female's ability not to provide the services that she is the services that are expected of her. On the other hand, I would defend it from the other way. Why even put her in that position?
Thank you very much, Bernie.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll be back with our guest, Eleanor Sinnott, right after this, and with other callers, Dave, Ann, and you, 254-1030, area code 617. Give us a ring. We'll continue up till 8 o'clock with the representative, the chief legal counsel for the state police. And this is WBZ News Radio.
You're listening to The David Brudnoy Show on WBZ News Radio 1030. While Brudnoy breaks, go to the phone and call the show at 617-254-1030.
The problem with speakerphones is you sound like you're on a speakerphone, especially if two or more people try to talk at the same time. Then you get drop out and clicking. The results are, let's say, less than desirable.
That's why you should know about Panasonic 900 megahertz cordless phones with advanced digital duplex speakerphone technology. It helps eliminate clipping, dropout, and echo. So when you use a Panasonic digital speakerphone, you won't sound like you're talking over a speakerphone, even when one or two or more people are speaking at once. There's a lot you should know about speakerphones. That's why Panasonic created the Counterintelligence Program, the information you need to make intelligent choices. It's help, not hype, from Panasonic, just slightly ahead of our time.
Visit any Staples store and find out why Panasonic 900 megahertz phones with digital duplex technology are the intelligent choice.
Tonight at 9 on WBZ4.
Great stories aren't covered, they're uncovered. Public Eye with Bryant Gumbel. Then, these doctors save lives every day. These doctors cross lines every day. These doctors give you hope every day.
One day in a life is as precious as any other.
There's a good reason Chicago Hope is an Emmy winner.
Watch tonight starting at 9 on WBZ4.
Get the whole story.
Turn on News 4 New England. Your best source for accurate weather forecasts.
Schwegler, Carroll, Burbank.
Teamwork, technology, and experience that'll keep you ahead of the weather.
Reporters.
Connected, hard-working reporters who cover every angle and deliver the news that's important to you.
Sports.
All the scores and more. Bob LaBelle uncovers the stories you can't see anywhere else.
Get the whole story.
Watch News 4 New England tonight at 11.
My kids used to drink Hershey's syrup or Nestle Quick in their milk. But then I discovered rich chocolate Ovaltine. Ovaltine has vitamins and minerals the others don't. And as a mom, that's important to me. So when they asked for chocolate milk, I gave them rich chocolate Ovaltine. And guess what? They loved it. They absolutely loved it. And I know Ovaltine's better for them. Now when my kids want chocolate milk, we feel like a rich chocolate Ovaltine.
Feel like an Ovaltine.
Honey, I'm home.
I've got a surprise for you.
Wow, look at this beautiful leather sofa.
I got it at Love's Furniture's Columbus Day sale last weekend. You know Love's Furniture on Main Street in Stoneham?
Why didn't you bring me along?
Oh, you were glued to that decrepit recliner watching the game.
Hey, that's my lucky chair.
Well, it wasn't so lucky last week. Your team lost by 30 points.
Yeah, I should have gone to Love's Furniture at halftime.
You don't know what you missed. Besides Love's beautiful leather sofas, they've got gorgeous furniture, bedroom sets, living room sets, dining room sets, and a fabulous selection of curio cabinets.
I could have gotten a new lucky chair, like a leather recliner. Man, I guess I fumbled the ball.
Well, your team may have lost, but Love's Furniture just put their Columbus Day sale into overtime.
Overtime?
Love's Furniture has extended their Columbus Day sale from now through Sunday. They've got 3 floors the size of football fields, and everything is marked down.
Can they deliver Sunday before kickoff?
Oh, brother.
Love's Furniture's extended Columbus Day sale ends Sunday. Visit Love's Furniture, Route 28, Main Street, Stoneham.
The David Brudnoy Show returns on WBZ News Radio 1030. Got a point? Get on the phone. Then get it on. Call 254-1030.
We are back, 7:48 the time. This is WBZ News Radio 1030. We'll be talking with a representative of Sky News in London, England. Actually, he is here, and we're going to talk about the coverage that the British TV is giving to the Louise Woodward case. If you happen to be in England at some point, you'll be able to watch this interview.